Hey, what's happening? Thanks for joining me. I'm Chris. Today we're gonna take a look at a beer I reviewed pretty much a year ago. I was just looking at my upload date. It was October 6th, and it's late September right now. It's December 22nd, 23rd. But this is the Smuttynose Scotch Ale from their Big Beer series, and it's from the same vintage as last year, so it's been aged a year. And I thought it'd be kind of fun, just at pretty much a year later, to take a look at it and see maybe what's changed. For this particular Scotch Ale, they aged what I believe is a sixth of the overall batch in red wine barrels. So I remember before there was a little bit of sort of that little barrel character, a little bit of that sort of Venus note in here with it. But I'm kind of thinking this might have evolved a little bit over time. So let's take a look at it here. Only got a little bit poured, but that's a really nice, just kind of brown, ruby red kind of a color. Still plenty of carbonation and fairly clear. And it poured with about, I don't know, a half finger of khaki head that's still just down to a film. But it looks really nice. Yeah, I'm getting a lot more of the Venus kind of notes in it. There's a really nice, like, rich malt background. You're getting a slight bit of barrel character from the wine barrels. And there is almost like a kind of acidic kind of aroma to it. But again, I think that's a lot more of that sort of the wine kind of note in there. But let's see what we got. Cheers. What's interesting, the taste is very similar to the nose. There's very much sort of that acidic Venus note to it that is much more prevalent than when this was fresh. There's a little bit of like it's kind of drying. Like, I think a lot of that little bit of barrel it's in here with it adds a lot to that drying effect. You know, there's definitely a nice malt, a richer malt undernote to it, but really right now with a year on this, the main notes that are coming out of this are really kind of that sharp Venus kind of note. It's still trying to figure out, I think, sort of like a marriage point with the rest of the beer. It doesn't quite seem completely cohesive. But I mean, overall, it's not bad. It's definitely worth trying. I got 2 more bottles downstairs, so I think I'm gonna let both of those sort of sit a year apiece and see how this sort of ages out. You know, Smuttynose does put out a bunch of really great stuff in their Big Beer series, and fairly priced, and I tend to put a lot of them away. So, you know, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how this one develops. So, yeah. With that said, I'm going to keep enjoying the rest of this, and I hope you enjoy something as well. And we'll see you next time. Cheers.